what advice would you have for other police agencies throughout the state on this issue, and how do police agencies get more involved with human trafficking and sex trafficking?
One of the big things that I know from my years, even when I used to prosecute gang cases years ago, is that sometimes people didn't take these types of crimes always seriously, or they thought, hey, well, that person has made a lifestyle choice, who am I to second guess it? And we need to realize that that's not the case. Very often what we've seen is people have gotten kind of tricked into this, or they've gotten maybe hooked on drugs by a pimp, and then ultimately it leads them down a certain lifestyle path. So I think that law enforcement needs to take this seriously, and we need to make sure that when we get these the tips, or that we get folks calling in, that we follow up on those. And part of it, I think, is our resources are always so stretched thin, as you know, in law enforcement. You always have to prioritize where are those priorities going to be. And one of the things that when I became Attorney General, I said, look, we talk a lot about, and we've worked on the education part of this problem, but I think we need to work on the action part of it. And so what that means is we wanted to make sure that local law enforcement knows that if they bring those cases to our office, we will prosecute those cases. And that's why when I became Attorney General, we had no cases in the queue. And now we've had about 10, 12 convictions of individuals. We have numerous other cases that now are being investigated that'll ultimately hopefully lead to indictments and successful prosecutions. And that means working with everyone from Homeland Security to local police departments.
And for that, I thank you, because we can't just arrest. We have to have the prosecution side. We have to have the indictment side. That's how you go through the process. If we arrest people all day long and it never gets prosecuted, then we're almost spinning our wheels. So you do have to have that follow through, and that end of it is so important with the issue.
And that's the thing, Chief, is I've always wanted to make sure that local law enforcement, or even federal law enforcement, knows how serious we take these cases.
Sponsored by the Arizona Anti-Trafficking Network and Trust, with thanks to the Office of the Arizona Attorney General.